Beautiful people, and welcome. We are continuing our unit on factoring. In this video, we're going to talk about factoring patterns. These are the patterns that you need to recognize whenever you see a question that looks like this. That means you have to factor. That means you have to factor in this method. So the first method we're going to talk about is the difference of two squares. So if you have something that looks like a squared minus b squared, this is what you see. That means you have to factor as a plus b and a minus b. For example, if you have 25x squared minus 49y squared. So what you can do is, this is actually a little bit of a more difficult question, but that's okay because you're in integrated math 3. 25 is 5 squared, and we have x squared, minus 49 is 7 squared, we have y squared. That means I have 5x squared minus 7y squared. Do you see how this is a squared minus b squared? So if you have a squared, if you have something squared minus something squared, that means when you factor, you have to factor it as a plus b and a minus b. So this is your a. This is your b. And so you're doing a plus b times a minus b. That minus is super important. So let's do that. So a is 5x plus b is 7y times a is 5x minus b is 7y. And this is your factored form. So if you were to multiply this out, this would be your answer. But again, we're working backwards with factoring. The other one we're talking about, this is the difference. A difference. Now we're going to talk about the square of a sum. So a square of a sum is when you see something that looks like a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So what that means is you have a plus b times a plus b, and we simplify that as a plus b squared. So this is your, again, when you're addressing these patterns, you need to know what the expanded form looks like, and you need to know how it's simplified to its factored form. So for an example, we have 9x squared plus 30xy plus 25y squared. So we have, again, 3 squared times 2x, just times x squared, plus we have 30xy plus 5 squared times 2 squared, y squared. So this means I have 3x squared plus, I still have my 30xy plus 5y squared. So what you're looking for in the square of a sum is you're looking for the first number to be squared. You're looking for the third number to be squared. So first term is squared, last term is squared. So first term is squared, last term is squared. Now for the middle needs to be 2 times the So we need 2 times your a and c. So 2 times 3x times 5y. This needs to equal to 30xy, and it does. So when that happens, then you factor by saying you have a, which is 3x, plus b, which is 5y, squared. So what you need to recognize, if you have the first term and the last term squared, and the middle term is double the multiplication of the first and last term, then you can write this out as a plus b squared. That's square of a sum. All right, let's move on. Now we have square of a difference. Now the square of a difference is that the middle term is subtraction. So it's very similar to the square of a sum, but just this one is the middle term is subtraction. So what's the difference? There's no really big difference. Again, the middle term has a minus. So let's do an example. So I have 4t squared minus 36tw plus 81w squared. Doing exactly the same thing we did before. 4 is 2 squared. We have t squared minus 36tw plus 9 squared w squared. That means I have 4t squared minus 36tw plus 9w squared. So this means this is my A, this is my B. We need to check, make sure that the middle term is 2 times your A and B. So that means 2 times 4t times 9w. So that means I have 2 times 9 times 4 is, what is 9 times 4? What is 9 times 4? Oh, did you guys catch my mistake? I'm like, 9 times 4 is 36. Something's wrong. I did 4t instead of 2t. This should be 2. And the reason it's 2 is because 4 is 2 squared. So this right here, this 4t should be a 2t. There we go. So that means I have 18tw, and 18 times 2 is 36tw. And I still have my minus here, and I still have my minus there. All right, so let's write this out since it does follow the pattern. We have a minus b squared. So that means a is 2t minus b. My last term is 9w, and we square it. So that was the square of a difference. Now we move on to the sum of two cubes. So sum of two cubes and the difference of two cubes are very, 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 very important for you guys to know. They're going to come up a lot. So it's one of those things that you will see a lot of times on your test. So the sum of two cubes. That means if you have something cubed plus something cubed. And this is how you're going to remember. A plus B times A squared minus AB plus B squared. The symbols. Same, always same, always different, always positive. So always same, and this is in reference to this symbol right here. So if you have a plus in between your two cubed terms, it's always the same. So see how plus and plus match? Always different, so it's the opposite, and always positive. So if we have something like this, we have 8x cubed plus 27y cubed. 8 we can rewrite as 2 cubed. X you can rewrite as just x cubed. Plus 27 is 3 cubed. Again, when factoring, you're undoing all of this multiplication. So that means I have 2x cubed plus 3y cubed. So I have an a cubed and I have a b cubed. And it's being added. So how is this going to be factored? We have a, b, then we have times a squared, ab, b squared. We're looking at the symbol here. So always the same, always opposite, always positive. So what do we have? A is 2x plus b is 3y. A is 2x. All of 2x is being squared minus 2x times 3y plus all of b, 3y is being squared. So that means I have 2x plus 3y times 4x squared minus, what is this, 6xy plus 9y squared. Now I'm doing these a little bit more difficult problems for you guys as these examples because I want you to get the more difficult examples down so the easier ones are going to be much easier. All right, and that's it. Let's try another one. Let's try difference. Let's try this in purple. Of 2 cubes. Now we have the difference of 2 cubes. Only difference is that you have a different symbol in the middle. It's a minus. So the factoring is the same except the symbols. Always the same, always different, always positive. So we have a, always the same, so it's going to be a minus. Always the same. Then we have a squared, always different, so it's a plus. And always positive, so it's a plus. So let's do something a little bit more doable. So if we have more doable, let's do x cubed minus 64. So I know x cubed, we just have 1 in front. So you can do like 1 cubed, x cubed, and then do 1x cubed, but you're just doing what you originally have. However, 64, you do need to rewrite because 64 is 4 cubed. So what do we really have? We have x cubed minus 4 cubed. So what is your x cubed minus 4 cubed? So that means your a is x, your b is 4. So again, a, b, always the same, so we have minus. Then we have a squared, always opposite in this case, so we have plus. AB, always positive, b squared. So that means I have x, b is 4, a is x, b is 4, b is 4. So let's write all of this out. So I have x minus 4 times x squared plus 4 times x plus 4 squared. 4 squared is 16. And you have factored the difference of 2 cubes. And that's it. Those are your patterns. There is one more we're going to talk about in a different video, and that is grouping. Please make sure you write these down. We're going to do a ton of practice in class. The only thing we're going to do in class is just practice. Factoring is one of those things that you have to practice a lot in order for you to start recognizing these patterns. As always, thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you in my next one.